It's time for Friday night. Pac-Man fights with AL Knight. We're gonna play through all the Pac-Man arcade games, each one in order every week on Friday night. It's gonna be a nice chunk of my evening spent playing with my friends and giving commentary as I go along. Something to count on. So grab some snacks and a very big gulp of whatever you are on, and get ready to beat those pesky ghosts as you sing the Pac-Man song. The original Pac-Man, then onto his girlfriend, whom you all should know. Then him's Pac-Man hands it off to Super Pac-Man, and then on to Junior Pac-Man. As you know, we then jump into Pac-Mania, and then to end the show, we'll be finishing off in Pac-Man Championship Edition numero uno. Thank you for tuning into the show. We're getting ready for the fire now, don't you know? It's time for Friday night Pac-Man fights with your host, the wonderful AL Knight. Thank you to Namco and Bally Midway for the most inspirational and iconic arcade hero of all time, Pac-Man! Yay!
And Miss Pac-Man too. She's more than Pac-Man with a bow.
Hello and welcome to Friday Night Pac-Man Fights. We are starting off with the original Pac-Man. See how far I can go. So, like the classic arcade playtime, I'm using one token per game, and when I hit game over, I'm switching to the next game in the series. I want to say happy birthday to all Americans right now who are experiencing the 250-year birthday of America. It is July 3rd, right smack in the middle of the 2nd and 4th. It was actually drafted on the 2nd finally, yet the last Hancock, John Hancock signed on the 4th. Which put it into practice then. The Declaration of freaking Independence. So we have a lot of things going on right now in our great nation. And one of them is the birthright citizenship thing. And I'm not going to do politics really ever. But I do want to state that it was never intended for foreigners. I do want to state that much, and I don't care if what party you're in. Let me start this over because they're still talking. Let's try this again. I don't care what party you're from, but it is intended for those from the U.S. that have slaves who have babies. Back then, during that era, if those babies can be American citizens, natural born. It is not intended for foreigners to just come over here, being pregnant and whatnot. Oh my. And have a baby and then be able to send that baby and everyone back to their homeland and get all of our goodies in the goodie bag for being American, while our real American workers suffer and have to deal with all the stuff they do, and yet the foreigners get carte blanche pretty much anything they want just for having a baby while they were here. And that's not right. That's not what it was intended for. At any rate, they are going to be sending back a lot of people. Right now, New York has a blackout because of major heat wave everywhere. I'm going to play it a few more times. I'm not going to do the harsh rules of the arcade classic playtime. At any rate, I appreciate everyone coming to watch. This is the first one. We're starting out with Pac-Man, the original. I'm not as fond of Pac-Man as I am of Miss Pac-Man because, like everyone notes, the mazes changed in Miss Pac-Man. It was a little more interesting. And also the fruit moved around. But I want to get better practice of the original to respect everything that Pac-Man is and stands for. You know? Oh! So I'm almost here at the end of the cherry stage. Oh boy, this controller is being fun. We've got a few more 6 more dots left. And I can make it to the strawberries. There we go. Hopefully I can get a free life soon. The chicken fryer at Cracker Barrel where I work has the exact sound effect buzzer for free lives as Pac-Man does here. And I didn't make it to it. So, I'm going to call it game over for Pac-Man today. We're going to switch over to Mrs. Pac-Man next. Alright. Mrs. Pac-Man. So, happy birthday, America. It's a very hot time right now for most states. And there are all sorts of storms and floods and massive heat waves, all sorts of stuff going on. New York, just for an idea of what's going on right now, New York is being taken over by communists, Zofan Mamdani. And he's run everything into the ground. Rents are frozen for the next 2 years, which is causing landlords to freak out and not give out apartments. And a lot of people being kicked out of the city with no place to go, no place to stay. And they still haven't gotten the free buses yet, which he ran on free buses. That's one of the things he ran on. And free lots of stuff, but he has no idea how much that hurts as far as what requires, what goes into that. You can't just promise stuff. You got to understand what you would have to do to actually make it work, and a lot of politicians don't. And I'm only thinking on a humanitarian level here. Like I said, I really don't like getting into politics at all. But since it is the 250-year birthday of America, I just wanted to give a little time capsule idea of what is actually transpiring right now out in the real world. If you're watching this decades later, I don't even know if YouTube's going to exist, or Substack is what this is on. I don't know if I'm going to post this to YouTube yet. I might, because it is free anyhow, and I want to get people over to my Substack. I'm going to have certain features that are free at all times, and most of it will be the $5 a month membership. So, I didn't get to the third board, but that's the strawberry and the cherry for Mrs. Pac-Man. Moving right along. And now this... Hold on! Hold on! And now, Super Pac-Man. The first one that did something entirely different. Now, Super Pac-Man first Pac-Man shows up in the original Pac-Man during a break. And we didn't know at the time that that was going to actually end up being a game all to itself. Totally different concept. You have to get the keys to unlock these areas. And as Super Pac-Man, you won't be affected by this, a ghost if it's not turned. However, you only have a certain amount of time to deal with that. Oh my. As being Super Pac-Man, limited time. But it's a little more clever. You gotta go for the keys and all that stuff. Pretty interesting concept. I remember when this came out, it was like, whoa, that was fascinating. But it just didn't hit the same. But it is a fascinating game. There are two other games that are kind of similar to this. Ladybug, where you have doors that flip around as you go to different areas that are closed off. Ladybug, also Mousetrap, which were console games. There was a video game arcade version of Ladybug, but it was very hard to find, and I had never seen one before. But it did exist. Just in the nick of time. I remember this didn't stay in the arcades where I lived very long either. But, it was the only thing for a while after Mrs. Pac-Man. But then, see, Junior actually came out about the same exact time. However, we didn't get it till a couple years later in the arcade where I lived. It was in Gainesville, Florida. And it was called Aladdin's Castle. Now, he's not moving his mouth when he does that. In the original Pac-Man, he was actually moving his mouth, which is really weird because he does it in the actual game. But he just skates by without opening his mouth. Like he's like high or something. I don't know. There we go. This is the bonus stage. No ghosts. Hard to steer this guy. You get as much as you can at the time and then that's it. Alright, stage 4. Hamburgers! Yes! I was just talking to my friend McKenna about hamburgers today. And we're discussing our favorite builds. Yes. I recently became allergic to mayonnaise, which is very, very sad. Oh! And that's curtains for Super Pac-Man. And now time for Junior Pac-Man, who you first see at the end of Mrs. Pac-Man. There was one before this, Baby Pac-Man, and I can only talk about it because it was half pinball and half video game, and there's no way to emulate that, sadly. But it was a very rare game to even find. I saw it one time in my entire life. And now we get a little propellered Junior Pac-Man, and as you can see, the screen scrolls. So we have a horizontal setting, pretty much. And, now in the arcade that I played, the, borders of this was a brighter orange, which was great for being in Gainesville, Florida, with the orange and blue, because everyone loves the Gators. I don't care, personally. But, I do like the colors of orange and blue, however. even if I'm not a sports fan. This controller is really hard for this particular game. I think I use the D-pad on the controller. There we go. I'm using the D-pad now because the joystick is a little sketchy on this one. Oh, it seems to be a lot better. Now, we want to discuss here, there's two schools of just about any Pac-Man. There's a school of seeing how far you can get or how many points you can get. And that's my game over. I know I went further in the original Pac-Man, but that was Junior Pac-Man for now. We're going to try to honestly just see how much better I can get on each one as we go through. This is Pac-Mania. This has been my favorite for a very long time until I found the Championship Edition. But for the longest time, I had to beg my mom to go to a neighboring city in order to play this at the mall. Thankfully, there were some stores at that mall that she actually enjoyed. And, so I got to go to that mall pretty frequently. And that was in, I think it was in Aurora, Ohio. I'm not quite sure where that mall was. But whenever I went there, I got to play this, and I remember the first time I saw it, I saw the Lego pattern. Now, these are not officially Legos, obviously. But, I'm surprised I never heard of any lawsuits or anything. Of course, it's pretty much free advertising. I think Lego had a good sense of humor with that. And Pac-Man's such an icon, I wouldn't have minded if I was a Lego executive. And there's the difference right there. With all the other Pac-Man games, this is still the one you can jump. And that was fascinating. Round clear! Nice little intermissions. Kind of like the original intermission there, but with a isometric 3D perspective and a lot more ghosts. Now this is the classic board look, like the neon tubes. Too bad they're not glowing, but at least finally we did get that with the Championship Edition. However, not being able to see much of the whole maze at once was really a fascinating idea to me, I think. And the mazes just got bigger and bigger as well. And the points got bigger, too. Yeah. Lots of fun. And I love that he spun around like that. Because they had to do it vertically, the way he spun in the original. But this time you get to see it from a real 3D perspective. I jumped backwards and over him. And you get to actually go through the tunnel all the way and actually see him go through the tunnel and advance that way. Oh no! Well, I got the strawberry and cherry in that one too. It takes a while. It seems that you can get those first two boards if you haven't been in practice for a while. Before you really get good at it again. And now, after Pac-Mania, comes the last board. For this, we are going into the Pac-Man Museum. Into my actual arcade. This is the only place where I have access to this. There we go. I think almost everything that was ever Pac-Man. And it's fun because you have to unlock everything with gameplay, which is a lot of fun. But it's mainly only playing each game about twice, and then it starts unlocking more arcade sets. This is absolutely newly discovered my absolute favorite. Let's do championship mode. Now this is glowing neon, absolutely gorgeous. And as you see, you only get a certain set of dots, but more dots will be created as you go. Oh, I just got him before he turned. But this one I could probably play forever. The only thing I wish I did was the 3D spin when he dies. But that's okay. This is actually created by the creator of the original Pac-Man. This is the final time the creator of Pac-Man actually had anything to do with any of the other incarnations. He only did Pac-Man and then did Championship Edition. All the other versions of Pac-Man were not done by the creator. So, this is extra special because it ignores everything else and goes back to the drawing board, no pun intended, to actually be probably one of the best incarnations of all time for Pac-Man. And lots of replay value. I mean, this is just fantastic. And it just does not get boring. Unlike the original Pac-Man, which had the one style of board, this just is absolutely fantastic. Many different other styles of play on top of everything. And you play until the timer runs out for the most part, instead of having X amount of lives, so you can have many different versions. Like I said, it's almost like a sandbox for Pac-Man. Play however you like. Oh, I got that just in time. Oh! So you do have lives, but you have a timer as well. There's different ways it plays. Oh no. It's a little more forgiving at the beginning, but it starts to get heinous later. Aha! Oh no. 43,800. Let's play that again. That was fantastic. I could literally play this one forever. So I know I didn't talk about a great deal tonight. This is the very first one, and I'm dealing with also figuring out which versions of these games to play. Because I have almost all of them right here in this game. However, I can't see the camera controls for the screen capture when I'm on this version. I have to play till I run out. Because it's really full screen. But this one, I don't mind being so full screen because it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm going for challenge mode now. One now. It's a little bit different. It's like a green apple flavor. And then it changes as soon as I said that. Doesn't want to go down. There we go. I think I'm going to switch over to the D-pad. I'm playing on the D-pad now, which is, I mean, on the controller, you can't see it, but the D-pad is right below the analog stick. Oh, right at the same time. That was beautiful. Oh. You gotta watch your ghosts, see where they're heading. Oh. Even the D-pad will re-steer you. It's not perfect. Just like that. Here's my last one. This is like if Pac-Man took acid. Absolutely fantastic. Just when you think you're running out of dots, you're not running out of dots. You have more. Oh. 11,129 is good. So thank you for watching, everyone. I really appreciate that. And thank you for watching Friday Night Pac-Man Fights all the way through almost all of the Pac-Man incarnations. There's one arcade. I wanted to make sure I did only the arcades. Pac-Man Arrangement, which is like between Pac-Man Mania and this one. It's got a lot of really swelling power pellets and more Legos and stuff like that. But I wanted to do the most definitive one, so that's what I showed you. I want to thank you very much for watching. You can get Pac-Man Museum, on Steam. The other ones I was playing through RetroArch. I was playing the actual arcade ROMs. And who knows? I mean, on the next one I might play through the actual Pac-Man Museum, which gives you more border graphics and fun things like that on the arcade stuff. Thank you very much. This is July 3rd, 2026. I want to say thank you to McKenna for the idea. And I'm going to have more stuff that I'm obviously talking about. Again, this is the first time. Thank you for joining. I'm going to bed. Gotta work in the morning. Happy 250-year birthday, America. Yeah! Alrighty then. If you don't like it, move out. Thank you.